Hey there, podcast lovers. Looking for a fresh take on the world? Tune into Nikki's World, where we dive into everything hitting the headlines and chat about just what's on our minds. No filters, just real talk. Whether you're sipping your morning coffee or unwinding after a long day, Nikki's World is your go-to for genuine commentary on the real world. Subscribe now if you want to hear the real deal on what's going on. Join the conversation on Nikki's World, where every episode feels like catching up with an old friend. Don't miss out.
What's up, y'all? Let's do this. Oh, hi guys. Welcome to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host, and today, guys, we gotta talk about terror in Boulder, Colorado. We gotta talk about that terrorist attack that happened yesterday. And then we also gotta talk about that Olympic controversy that now coming to light that this Algerian boxer is really male and he's not intersex and not trans. Wow, what a shocker. So we're going to talk about that and so much more. But before we go any further, guys, if you guys love Nikki's World so much, seriously, y'all, can y'all please consider donating a cup of coffee for me? Because for the price of a cup of coffee at Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, and Cumberland Farms, guys, you guys help keep this podcast show alive. You guys help me curate more stories, more topics like this to talk about. I do accept Bitcoin donations. I am on Ko-fi, guys. If you guys want to support, sponsor, donate, and tip to Nikki's World. If you guys love Nikki's World so much, seriously, y'all, please hit that like, subscribe, please give me a review, good, bad, and the ugly. Also, guys, I do have a bunch of affiliate links. First off is minds.com. Minds.com is a Connecticut based social media platform. It is an awesome alternative to Facebook. So if you guys value your right to freedom of speech and you guys want to say stuff without fear of censorship, head on over to my friends at minds.com. Also, guys, I do have a link with Byrna. If you guys value your right to the Second Amendment and you guys want to defend yourself in a less lethal manner, guys, head on over to my friends at Byrna. They have their top of the line Byrna SD, Byrna LE, TCR, Mission 4, and their newest compact launcher, guys. So if you guys want to defend yourself and you guys want to do it in a less lethal manner, head on over to my friends at Byrna.com. Also, guys, I do have an affiliate link with North Shore Medical Supply. If you know someone who needs to wear adult diapers like I do, and they need to be put in diapers like I do, head on over to my friends at North Shore Medical Supply, guys, where they have their top of the line North Shore Megamax diaper, North Shore Supreme pull ups, the Eterna boosters, guys. If you know someone like me who needs to be put in diapers and who seriously needs to wear adult diapers, guys, head on over to my friends at North Shore Medical Supply where they'll make sure they are diapered up like I am, guys. And before we get this show on the road, literally, guys, if you guys love this episode and any of my other episodes on Nikki's World, seriously, y'all, seriously, can y'all please consider sharing this across all the social media platforms that are out there today? Woo, that was a mouthful. And yes, it's Monday, guys. It's Monday. I'm diapered up as always. I'm in my North Shore Mega Max diaper, and I'm in my onesies from Little Laboratories, which they used to exist, but they don't anymore. But I'm diapered up. I'm padded up as always. So anyway, let's get on with the show, shall we? So yesterday, guys, there was a terrorist attack in Boulder, Colorado. Of all places, a blue state. Hmm, that is a shocker, ladies and gentlemen. A terrorist attack that hit a blue state of Colorado. And you all know what blue states are, guys. Blue states are anti gun states. They criminalize self defense. They make it impossible for law abiding citizens to defend themselves. They pander to criminals, illegal immigrants, thugs, and basically terrorists like Antifa and all that, BLM and the pro Hamas thugs, that a terrorist attack would hit on our soil in a blue state like Colorado. Hasn't Colorado suffered enough? I mean, of all cities, Boulder, Colorado, wasn't that the same place where that theater massacre happened in Boulder, Colorado? Damn, man. I'm telling you, man. This keeps happening again and again in blue states. But why does this happen? Because blue states are so soft on a crime that they will punish the effing living fuck out of you if you defend yourself. But this is why criminals, thugs, and terrorists love to commit their crimes in blue states. And I'm telling you this, man. This article from Breitbart, suspect in anti-Semitic terror attack in Boulder is an illegal alien admitted under Biden. And I'll read you the headline. Department of Homeland Security officials have revealed that the suspect behind the Park Street Mall attack in Boulder, Colorado, is an illegal alien who entered the United States under the Biden administration. So this guy, guys, is an illegal immigrant from the Middle East who entered the country illegally and committed this terrorist attack on a Jewish group? Color me shocked, ladies and gentlemen. Color me shocked. Color me shocked. Yeah. And they already identified the terrorists. Read you the headline from Red State. Boulder terrorists identified reportedly came to the U.S. under Biden and lived here illegally. Read you the headline. Sunday's horrific Molotov cocktail flamethrower attack in Boulder, Colorado left at least 6 victims aged 67 to 88 in the hospital with moderate to more severe injuries. The crazed assailant threw the makeshift bombs at the American Jewish group Run for Their Lives, who were marching in support of the remaining Israel hostages being held in captivity by the terror group Hamas. Shocking! 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 Yeah, and I'll tell you this, they already identified the guy as well, and it's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. In this article from the New York Post today, Trump blames Biden's ridiculous open border policy for Colorado terror attack. Here you go. From the headline, President Trump blamed what he called Biden's ridiculous open border policy for Sunday's brutal terror attack in Boulder, Colorado, insisting the suspect Mohammed Sandberg Solomon must go out under Trump policy. So there you have it. Biden's open border policy is the direct result of that terror attack that happened on Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. And the left, which was all about, oh, open borders, sanctuary states and cities, especially in blue states like Colorado, that gave shelter to the illegal immigrant who committed a terror attack. And the left is like, what? Where's the left? Anybody seen them guys? You know they're in hiding right now because they can't defend this. They cannot defend this. The fact that their policy allowed this terror attack to happen yesterday, that this would happen. Who would have thought of that? Holy shit. Holy shit. The fact that they allowed this terror attack to happen is a shocker. It's shocking to me, ladies and gentlemen. The left under Biden the last 4 years was all about open borders, sanctuary cities, sanctuary states. You know, they were saying, oh, we don't need a border. Everybody can come in. And Lord behold, ladies and gentlemen, look what showed up on Sunday in Boulder, Colorado. And now the left is like, they're in hiding right now because their policies allowed this to happen. Their policies allowed illegal immigrants, including terror suspects like this one that happened yesterday. And mind you guys, I'm going to say this. This happened in the blue state of Colorado, where they have the strictest gun laws, the strictest self-defense laws, where if you use your gun in self-defense, not only is the criminal charged, but you're charged as well. So basically, Colorado's strict gun laws allowed terror suspects to commit crimes in their state. And then the left says, oh, we need to ban all guns. We need to ban the AR-15 because it's a machine gun that's only designed for war, not designed in the U.S. But then this happened yesterday, and then you wonder why, guys, the left is mentally insane. It really is. The left is mentally unhinged. The fact that they allowed this terror attack to happen and they allowed open borders, sanctuary cities, sanctuary states, like making it harder for law abiding citizens to own a gun, to defend yourself, to protect yourself. I'm like this, ladies and gentlemen. Votes for these damn asshole Democrats. Who the fuck? Seriously, who the fuck? The fact that you got Democrats in Colorado who are all about wanting to punish you if you misgender someone, want to criminalize you if you defend yourself, but then when you got this that showed up in Colorado yesterday, I got one thing to say, ladies and gentlemen. I got one thing to say. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to defend yourself in a blue state, at least get yourself a Byrna, ladies and gentlemen, like I do. Get yourself a Byrna like I do. Full links in the description below, guys. But the reason why I'm saying this is because in a blue state like Colorado, where they make it so damn hard to defend yourself that even pepper spray doesn't do shit, Get yourself a burner like I do, guys. I have a burner LE, and that's enough to deter 90%, about 70 or 80% of the idiots in this country. But the fact of the matter is that this terror attack that happened yesterday happened in a blue state where they criminalize self defense, where they make owning a gun very difficult, that they allowed this terror attack to happen. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know about y'all, but the way I look at it like this, guys, Colorado Democrats enabled this horrific terror attack to happen. And the Jewish victims, some of them were Holocaust survivors. I hope this terror suspect gets the death penalty. But last I heard, ladies and gentlemen, he's being hit with federal charges. So the state charges will probably get rolled into federal. I hope he gets locked up for the rest of his fucking natural life and never ever gets out. I hope. The fact of the matter is, guys, blue states like California, Colorado, Minnesota, Illinois, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, okay? They criminalize self defense. They make it harder for average citizens to defend themselves from attacks like what happened yesterday. They make it so damn difficult that they want victims. They want helpless, defenseless victims instead of victors. They want people to basically die for their political ideology. That's it in a nutshell. But the fact of the matter is, guys, blue state Democrats don't care about your safety, don't care about your well being. They want you helpless, defenseless, and they want you sucking the teeth off of government. The fact that they allowed this to happen in their state, a state where you can't even own a gun to defend yourself, but they're okay with like what basically Venezuelan gangs running wild in their state and then basically taking over the entire apartment complex and then threatening them with everything, including an AR 15. But then you can't defend yourself. And if you do defend yourself, you get thrown in jail in Colorado for that. Ladies and gentlemen, as I'm standing here in my diaper and onesie, I'm going to state it fucking loud and clear. Get the fuck out of blue states if you can. If you can get out of blue states, I'm more proud of y'all. Because at least you can go to a state where you can legally defend yourself, where you can legally carry a gun and defend yourself in situations like what happened yesterday. But if you live in a blue state like Colorado, where they make it so damn difficult for you to carry a gun, ladies and gentlemen, get yourself a less lethal firearm like a burner. Forget the pepper spray and all that shit. Pepper spray ain't gonna do shit. Get yourself like a burner SD, burner LE, or the compact launcher from Byrna, get that at least. At least you have something to defend yourself. At least you have something that can put what happened yesterday in the back burner. What can go from a simple like, oh yeah, that was a simple attack. Now it rolled into a terror attack. That the fact that you got guys who were standing there who couldn't take down the suspect because Colorado law handcuffed them, saying that, oh, you do that, we're gonna throw your ass in jail. Folks, I'm gonna say this fucking loud and clear. Get yourself a gun permit. Get yourself a gun. If you live in a blue state that makes it harder for you to get a gun and get a gun permit, get yourself a less lethal weapon like Byrna. Because if you got a less lethal ammo like Byrna, at least you could defend yourself. At least you can like incapacitate the guy with kinetic, pepper, and tear gas. At least you can incapacitate the guy long enough that he is on the ground choking and law enforcement's coming in and basically body slamming the guy. At least. But the fact of the matter is, Colorado's strict gun laws, their sanctuary policies, have allowed this terror suspect to commit the horrific crime in Boulder, Colorado. I'm saying this, and I will tell you this: that is the truth. Colorado's strict gun laws allowed this terror attack to happen. The fact that they allowed this is astounding to me. It is. It's astounding that they allowed this terror attack, but then they all want to say, "Well, we have law enforcement. We have this and this and this." That means citizens don't need a gun to protect themselves. Okay, so but what happened yesterday in Boulder, Colorado? There's an example of why people need to be armed. And if you live in a blue state that makes it harder for you to be armed, get a burner, ladies and gentlemen. Get a burner. Because at least with burners, you have the distance to keep the suspect at bay until law enforcement shows up. And then they can do their shit to them. Okay? At least. But the fact that Colorado Democrats neutered their citizens, that allowed illegal immigrants like this one in Colorado to commit a terror attack there? I'm going to say this: Democrats, especially Colorado Democrats, y'all going to lose the next election. Y'all can kiss your chance of ever getting reelected ever again, because the fact that you allowed illegal immigrants, terrorist suspects, thugs, and criminals to run wild while leaving your citizens helpless and defenseless, there is no justification for that shit anymore. There is no justifying it. The fact that Colorado Democrats made their citizens helpless and defenseless while they were getting firebombed. Telling you this right now. Democrats, you shot yourself in the foot. You shot yourself fucking royally. You basically destroyed any chance of ever getting elected ever again. You literally have, guys. As I'm sitting here with my coffee, with my diaper and onesie, you really shot yourselves in the foot. You really did, guys. You really did. There's no like weaseling your way out of this one. There is no like, oh, we didn't know. You voted for open borders. You voted for sanctuary cities and states. You basically voted to restrict your citizens from owning a gun and defending themselves. And now you have a terror suspect in Boulder, Colorado, who firebombed a Jewish group. There is there is no weaseling out of this one, Democrats. You basically lost your chances of ever getting reelected ever again. There is no way on God's green earth you're ever going to get in power. There is no way, none. I, I'm telling you right now, there's not a snowball's hell and chance that they're ever going to get power or regain power. There is never. But I'm telling you right now, guys, as this case is being unfolded right now, the fact that Biden's open border policy allowed this terror suspect to stay in America and commit this horrific attack on Sunday is a damning indictment that the Democrats were fully aware and fully responsible for what happened. The fact that Biden's open border policy, Democrats' sanctuary cities and sanctuary states allowed this, and especially in blue states, folks, I'm just going to say this clear. If you have any means to defend yourself, do it. Do it. Because I'm telling you right now, Democrats just basically want you defenseless. They basically want you helpless. They basically want you sucking the teeth off the government. They basically want you doing that. The fact of the matter is, Democrats hate strong people because strong people defend themselves. Strong people defend their neighbors, defend their townfolk. Okay? Democrats like weakened people because weakened people can be manipulated by Democrats and they can be coddled by Democrats. Republicans and conservatives and libertarians, we like strong people. We like people who can stand up for themselves. We like people who can stand their ground and be armed with whatever means necessary. Yeah, we like those kinds of people. We like people who are armed, who are able to stand up for themselves, who are able to say, like this, hey, at least I have options. At least I have the tools to defend myself. We really do. And I want to say this, guys, to the victims of that terror attack in Boulder, Colorado, you have my sympathies. You have my deepest sympathies there. There should have been at least armed security there, or at least people armed with less lethal weapons like Byrna or like pepper ball. Okay, at least. But in Colorado, they criminalize self-defense. They criminalize gun ownership. They recently passed a law banning people from owning AR-15s. But then now you have this terror attack in Boulder, Colorado? You gotta be fucking that dumb and stupid to think that, oh, you don't need an AR-15 to defend yourself. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, Boulder, Colorado would like to have a fucking damn word with you. Yeah, literally. Literally. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Democrats shot themselves in the foot because they created an environment that allowed thugs, criminals, illegal immigrants, and terror groups like pro Hamas, Antifa, and BLM to run wild in their state, and then all of a sudden leave law abiding citizens helpless and defenseless and at the mercy of law enforcement who won't do anything to protect you? I say this, man. I say this. If you can defend yourself with whatever means necessary, do it. I don't care whatever state law says. The fact that Democrats want you defenseless, means that you should be armed to the fucking teeth. You should be armed to the 10th degree. The fact that Democrats created that kind of environment that allowed the terror suspect to commit a firebombing in Boulder, Colorado, all while citizens there were standing helpless like that, were trying to disarm the suspect. One even had a can of pepper spray. That didn't do shit. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the reason why I say this. If they only had a burner, they could have stopped that terror suspect from committing more heinous crime. They could have stopped that terror suspect from basically like throwing Molotov cocktails at people. They could have they could have stopped him from like pulling the trigger on that flamethrower. They could have stopped him from that. Okay? If they had a burner SD, LE, TCR, Mission 4, and their newest compact launcher, they would have had the distance to hit the guy with either a kinetic round, a pepper ball round, or a Byrna Max round, which is a combination of what? Pepper and tear gas? They would have incapacitated this guy long enough that law enforcement would have shown up, pig piled this guy, and throw his ass in fucking county jail and make him see the courtroom. The fact that Colorado Democrats gave haven to illegal immigrants, criminals, terrorists, and thugs. If I were a Jewish group, I would sue the state of Colorado to the 10th degree. I would sue the state saying they made the state defenseless because of that terror attack in Boulder, Colorado. That terror attack in Boulder, Colorado enabled that terrorist to commit a heinous crime, and Democrats enabled that. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, people need to be armed. An armed society is a polite society. I have friends, one of them, for example, she's a detransition person. She was transitioning from like what? Female to male, stopped the whole thing. But now she's armed because she's got trans cult members that want her wiped out. But the fact that she has to be armed to defend herself shows that being armed puts puts the thugs at a distance. Hell, I live in a blue state of Connecticut. I know you can't defend yourself with a regular gun. And if you do, fuck. There goes your right to own a gun in the blue state of Connecticut. You they the state trooper would come over there and say, "Let me see your blue card." Takes the scissor. You don't have a blue card. After you're done with your court case, you'll go through what they call a firearms review board, and then they decide whether to let you have your gun permit again or not. Yeah. But the fact of the matter is, guys, you need to be armed. You need to be armed. I know there are a lot of gun nuts out there on the right who say, "Oh, you should get a gun permit. You should get a 9mm or a Glock or a Sig or whatever." But then the problem is these people on these gun nuts on the right don't fucking understand that. What do you do for people in blue states who are stuck there, like those people in Boulder, Colorado, who have tough, restrictive gun laws that make it impossible for them to own a gun? The answer, ladies and gentlemen, is Byrna. Byrna is your best option for blue states. The fact that a lot of like gun nuts on the right will say, "Oh, get a gun, get a gun, get a gun," but they're saying that because they live in red states where they have strong gun rights, strong self defense, strong castle laws, okay, and some of them are constitutional carry. But the fact that some of us, like me, who live in blue states like Connecticut, we would love to have the same gun rights as those in red states, but we have fucking Democrats who criminalize that, who basically make it next to impossible to say, hey, you can't defend yourself with that. If you do, you're gonna go to prison. But then a criminal who uses a gun to commit a crime, they just slap him on the wrist and go, no, 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 you don't do that, you don't do that, you don't do that. But for everyday folks like you and me who want to defend ourselves when the time comes, we get the book thrown at us and we're like, okay, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, this is why what happened in Colorado yesterday is an example of why Democrat anti gun policies caused this mass shooting to occur and caused this terror attack to occur. The fact that Democrats who are so anti gun, who make it harder for the average citizen to defend themselves, guys, I hate to say this. Every Democrat in this country is responsible for any mass shooting, any terror attack that happens in this country. The fact that their policies allowed this and made people defenseless is why they're responsible for what happened yesterday. The fact that open border policy that the Democrats were championing for the last 4 years allowed this terror attack to happen in Boulder, Colorado, is why they are directly responsible for this. They are directly liable for this. And the fact that Colorado Democrats made their state a sanctuary state, a sanctuary city, made it harder for gun owners to defend themselves, made it harder for people to get a gun permit. They're responsible for this. They're liable for this. And this is going to cost them dearly in the election. Whether it's a state election or a federal election, it's going to cost them dearly. It's going to basically screw the pooch. Because I'm going to tell you this right now, guys. Democrats just basically want you defenseless and want you dead. Yeah, because they don't care about you. They don't care about everyone else. All they care about is their damn fucking ideology. All they care about is the fact that oh we care about our ideology. We don't care if you're alive and all this shit. Yeah, pretty much, guys. But I will say this: if you live in a blue state of like I do, like I'll name the blue states: California, Colorado, Illinois, okay, Minnesota, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts. If you live in any of those blue states, ladies and gentlemen, get yourself a burner. Seriously, get yourself a less lethal weapon like Byrna or pepper ball. Get yourself any less lethal means. Because I'm going to tell you right now, at least with less lethal, you stand a chance of defending yourself. Okay? You stand a chance of being able to defend yourself when the time comes. Instead of being helpless victims like what happened yesterday, at least with a burner, you could have prevented that terror suspect from committing more heinous attacks. You could have. If that Jewish group had a burner SD, burner LE, TCR, Mission 4, or their newest compact launcher from Byrna, they could have at least held the terror suspect at bay and then said like this to him, get on the floor or you're gonna get shot with a less lethal. Yeah, they could have. But because Colorado Democrats criminalized self-defense, made it harder for people to defend themselves, I'm gonna say it like this. Colorado Democrats are directly responsible for that terror attack that happened yesterday. They are liable and they are responsible for that. And it's going to cost them dearly when the next election cycle comes. It is going to hurt them in ways they are never going to imagine. And I'm telling you right now, if the Jewish groups in Colorado get armed as fast as you can, if you can rush to a burner store and get a burner LE, SD, TCR, Mission 4, or the compact launcher, do it immediately. Do it immediately, guys. And Burner, if you're listening out there, and if you're listening to my podcast show, guys, seriously start marketing your gear to blue states. Seriously start marketing your gear to people in Boulder, Colorado that need something to defend themselves. Seriously, guys. Seriously. The marketing department at Byrna needs to get their ass to Boulder, Colorado immediately. They need to get their ass over there and help get these people like something to protect themselves, something to defend themselves. And instead of being helpless victims in that terror attack yesterday, if those people had burners, I guarantee you that terror suspect wouldn't be throwing any more Molotov cocktails or wouldn't be trying to aim his flamethrower because people would hit him with kinetic pepper, pepper and tear gas. He would be choking on the ground, trying to gasp for breath, while law enforcement waltzing right in and taking the suspect to county jail. But the fact that what happened yesterday is a tragedy heightens the fact that yes, you need people to defend themselves. You need self-defense. You need the right to defend themselves. And I guarantee you, man, the Jewish community is going to probably start hammering more gun training, more gun safety, more gun courses, more self defense courses. I guarantee you, self defense is going to be on the rise in Colorado. People are going to be able to say, hey, I need something to defend myself. I know my state's making it impossible for me to own a gun, for me to get a gun permit. But if I have less lethal items like burner, I stand a good chance of defending myself. Okay, at least like this with burners, guys. 60 feet is good enough to defend yourself. Okay, the fact that burner burner rounds hit hard and hit as hard as like getting hit from a Yankees and Red Sox pitcher tell you guys this is why, ladies and gentlemen, that people should get whatever means is necessary to defend yourself. Just get whatever means because we live in a world full of crazies and we live in a world the fact that Democrats have allowed illegal immigrants, terror suspects, thugs, and criminals to run wild in the United States and in blue states is why people should be armed with whatever means necessary. People should, guys. And I'm telling you guys, people need to be armed. And they need to be armed like hell. Anyway, guys, I want to talk to you about what happened to that Algerian boxer. And if y'all don't remember what happened during the 2024 Olympics, there was an Algerian boxer who claimed to be female who beat the living effing motherfucking crap out of the competition, including the female boxers who were trying to compete. Turns out, two lads came out saying he's male. He's not even female. He's not even intersex. He's not even trans. Two labs came out, and everyone on social media was saying, "Told you so, ladies and gentlemen. Told you so." But back in 2024, during the Paris Olympic Games, we were being gaslighted. We were being kicked off of social media platforms. We were being doxxed, harassed, hounded for telling the biological truth that Algerian boxer, okay, by the name of Imane Khalif, is a biological man. In this article from the New York Post, Olympic boxer Imane Khalif's leaked lab results offers new evidence about quote unquote her biological sex. The nearly leaked test results suggest that the Olympic boxer Imran Khalif is a biological male more than a year after the towering appearance in the Paris Olympics that sparked the international backlash. So, and in this next paragraph, Imran Khalif, 26, was found to have XY chromosome according to the test result from 2023 test carried out by the accredited Indian doctor. Three Wire Sports obtained and published the results. The results of that test led by the Russian-controlled boxing authority to expel Khalif from the 2023 women's boxing championship in India. So the test results that came back, he's male. There was no intersex, no DSD condition. The left, the transgender code, we're all trying to say, she's female, she's intersex, she has this and this and this. They were citing every living effing fucking shit that didn't even meet reality. That the fact that this guy was claiming was claiming to be a girl that turned out to be a guy. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, his Olympic award should be stripped from him. His Olympic achievements should be wiped out. The fact that this guy cheated in a women's boxing match in the Olympics last year, claimed to be a girl, but you can tell he's a guy from 10 miles away. Telling you guys, telling you, no amount of gaslighting, no amount of doxing, harassing, bullying is going to convince me that that male is a female. No amount. But the trans cold left is always going to try to gaslight the living fuck out of you. Uh-huh. They're going to try. They're going to do it. They're going to tempt it. And I'm telling you this right now. They're going to do it. Because I'm going to tell you this right now, guys. I see it on X right now. The trans cult left gaslighting people, saying, Iman is intersex. Iman has this and this and this. But two test results, one from India, said that he's male. Doesn't have any intersex DSD condition whatsoever. And as someone who is DSD, who has a disorder of sexual development, he doesn't meet any critical criteria out there. But the left is still insisting. The left is still having their temper tantrum in their diaper saying, oh, that's female, that's female. But the lab results coming back saying, no, that's male. That's a biological male. No amount of mumbo jumbo horseshit is going to say that's female. And the amount of mental gymnastics that the left is pulling right now, the left and trans cult is pulling, is basically borderline schizophrenic at this point. It is borderline schizophrenic that the fact that they're trying to twist this to make it look like Imran is female, Imran is intersex, to justify their bullshit, their ideology. Telling you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you this right now. The amount of mental gymnastics that they're gonna try to pull on you, it's basically borderline schizophrenic. Yeah, it is. And I'm gonna say this. If anyone on the left dares try to tell me that Imran's female or Imran's intersex, I'm gonna sit there and go like this. Show me the test result. Show me the DNA result. And I'll bet you they can't because they'll try to twist it saying, oh, that's intersex, that's this, and this. It ain't. I can pull up every stat pearl on every intersex condition out there on NIH. And I can basically look up all the clinical signs and symptoms, okay, and the clinical background enough to say, hey, that doesn't look intersex to me. That doesn't meet the definition for what you're claiming and what you're presenting. That doesn't. But I tell you, man, I tell you, the amount of mental gymnastics that's going on with the left right now because of this Olympic controversy, it's basically borderline schizophrenic. And at this point, it's basically me laughing the effing motherfucking shit out of these people and laughing these people to death. And then me saying these people owe me a damn apology. These people owe people on the right an apology for saying, hey, we told you so. We told you so. But you know what? The left will never apologize for this shit. The left will never apologize for anything. They will never will. They will never even apologize for being who they are, which is what? Crazy, mentally insane left. They'll never apologize for that. They'll never. But I will tell you this. I will tell you this. Any left or trans cult member who brings up intersex or DSD to that guy's face or to that guy's name, I'm gonna shoot your ass right down with facts so hard that it's gonna look like a shit ton of bricks come crashing on your head. I'm gonna hit you with facts so so straight up that you're never gonna have anything to defend it as. You're never gonna have anything to counter. All they'll counter is, oh, you're bigot, transphobe, whatever phobe. Do I look scared? Do I look intimidated to you? Am I intimidated? Fuck no. Hell no. Mm, Hell fuck no. But the fact of the matter is, guys, that Olympic boxer from Algeria is male. End of story. We're done. If you try to twist it by saying he has 5 ARD or he's female, I'm gonna laugh at you in the face so damn hard that you're gonna need a fucking psychiatrist after I'm done with you. You're gonna need a psychiatrist and a social worker because you're gonna need your crying room, because the fact that you can't see reality through a straight face, you can't see the fact that a DNA test said he's male. Yeah, because you all wanted him to be female, because you all wanted him to be intersex, because you wanted him to push and further your trans cult ideology. It's that simple, guys. It's that simple. But the fact of the matter is, guys, that Olympic controversy should should end it right there, and should be like, we're stripping him of his Olympic awards, and that means the women that lost to him are the ones who are the actual winners in that competition. Pretty much, guys. Pretty much. But damn, man, that was a hell of a good show. That was a hell of a good show. But yeah, I did this all while coming back from work, and coming out of an eye doctor appointment, which I find out my if I wanted to replace my eyeglasses, it's going to cost me $500. But we all know, because of the economic mess that Democrats caused, this is why my eyeglasses are going to get pretty expensive. It is, but hey, it is what it is, and I have to find a way to make ends meet, make the money work. Yeah, it is what it is, guys. But anyway, guys, I thank you for listening to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host. I gotta go do a diaper check just to make sure I'm not leaking or pooping like always. But I will see y'all soon. Bye for now. You just listened to an episode of Nikki's World. Thanks for listening. We'll see y'all soon. Bye for now.